Hello and welcome. My name is Renee and I'm going to guide you through the 6th chakra today. So your third eye center. If you did the 5th chakra already, then you know that we've started to kind of ground down the practice as we've moved into the upper body. The upper body is a little bit more emotional and spiritual and internal. We're digging in a little bit deeper. Whereas the lower body was much more physical, so we did more physical practice. So much like the 5th chakra, we're going to keep this practice very grounded, more of a Yin Yoga style, which if you did the first 4 chakras, you know how challenging they were in 30 minutes. So we're going to keep this one really on the down low. The third eye center, the space between your eyebrows, the Ajna chakra. It's kind of an awkward name, Ajna chakra, your third eye center. Anyways, it's related to your pituitary gland, which is a gland right in the center of your brain. So it's related to even your circadian rhythm, which is your melatonin and your serotonin. So being able to sleep well at night when it's dark and being awake and happy during the day is your serotonin. Also, it's related to your 5 senses. So that's sight, being able to see, smell, feel. You can feel things with your fingertips as well as internally you feel what's going on. And let's hear sight, smell, feel, sound. So the ability to be able to hear and taste. So our mouth, being able to taste food, taste when you're thirsty, when you need to eat, and all that yummy stuff. So your pineal gland has much more to do with what we kind of joke about with the third eye center. Your third eye center or your pineal gland is also believed to be your place of dreaming. So that place that when the eyes are closed, what do you see when your eyes are closed? So we'll play with a little bit of that as we hold some postures today. We're going to start out lying on our bellies. So go ahead and come on down onto your belly. A bolster today, a rolled up blanket or a couple of towels. This is 2 beach towels that I've rolled up and then tied them together with some twine so they stay together. So if you need to pause the video for a moment, go get yourself a nice thick blanket, pillow, or a couple of beach towels. All right, we're going to start out by lying on our bellies and placing our hands one on top of the other so we can ground the third eye center down onto our hands. So again, stack your hands kind of like a pillow and then bring your third eye to your hands. We're going to be here for just a couple minutes. So just ground down and breathe with your forehead to your hands. And as you hold here, tune in with your eyes closed. Are you starting to see some colors or shapes? Can you even picture and imagine what you might look like right now as you're lying here? Even as you lie here and you kind of picture what you might look like lying here, kind of like a bird's eye view down on top of yourself. Can you hear what's going on around you? Can you taste a taste in your mouth? Can you feel yourself breathe? We don't see our breath, but we can feel and hear our breath. You can even smell what's around you if you have some food going in the oven or a diffuser with essential oils. Or anything else, your favorite perfume on. Just tap into all 5 senses here. Take notice with the eyes closed, sometimes the other senses become more heightened or enlightened. Couple more breaths. You inhale, start to lift your head. We're going to stay belly down, but we're going to turn this into Sphinx. My favorite way to do Sphinx is using our bolster. So pillow, blanket, towels, blocks, whatever you have handy. We'll only be here for a little bit. But as we hold here, once again, I want you to have your eyes closed. But now that we've switched our position slightly, tap into what you feel. We don't need to have our eyes open to feel yoga. Yoga is very much actually a sensory practice. We might think it's very physical, much like running or any other exercise. But actually it's much more of a sense, getting into the 5 senses. However, I do want to say when you run or play any other sport, if you can find that place where you tune in and you feel what's going on and tap into your senses, then it can be more of a sensory activity. Drinking water when your body needs water, that's your taste. Hearing your breath in and out of your body. And even feeling your heartbeat are 2 more of the senses. As you run, maybe you run trails, you can take in the beauty around you, or even take notice that your neighbor got a new car, built a new fence, painted their house, whatever it is. And even hearing what's going on. What do you hear when you're exercising or doing yoga? The more we tap into our 5 senses on and off our mats, the more we're living in the present moment. Even helping cultivate the melatonin and serotonin so that we can sleep better at night and live a more fulfilled life during the day when we're awake. So if we accomplish things during the day, then we feel like we can sleep a little better at night knowing that we accomplished a few things during the day. And then the pattern becomes cyclical, where we sleep at night and accomplish things during the day. 2 more breaths. Now gently from here, lift yourself up through a tabletop. Once you come on up to tabletop, any gentle little movements you might need. Then find your way into a variation of child's pose. Bring your knees wide to the edges of your mat, but your toes touch together behind you. Now, if you want to continue to use your bolster or your blankets, keep them right in the center here, and then place your chest to it if you want, or your forehead. If you'd rather take this as full child's pose, then go ahead, of course, and let your forehead come all the way to the mat. But do know that at this point, if you want to use your bolster, it's kind of a yummy way of doing child's pose. Whatever you find, make yourself comfortable, because we will be here for 2 to 3 minutes as you breathe. So again, bringing the forehead down onto your bolster or the floor, tapping into the third eye center, the space between your eyebrows and your forehead. As you hold your child's pose, I'm going to come upright to seated, just because it's a little bit easier for me to guide you through your child's pose. And breathe. A mantra for our third eye center. I honor where I come from, and I can see my memories of everything that makes me who I am. And who I am will create who I am in the future. Because our third eye center is associated to our hindsight. Our hindsight, being able to see where we come from, and our foresight, our dreams of the future. And being able to make a decision today based on where we've been and where we see ourselves going. Now, being able to see ourselves and where we're going doesn't mean we have everything figured out. It's quite the opposite. But based on what we know today, what we know about our own history, and an idea of who we'd like to become in the future, we make our decisions for today, for the present moment. So to repeat a mantra, I honor who I am and where I come from, and I live in the present moment. And while I have goals and ambitions of the future, I make my decisions based on today. I honor who I am and where I come from, but I live in the present moment and have goals of the future. This is obviously a long mantra, but just keep your mindset in these 3 places: your past, your present, and your future. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift, which is why we call it the present. Three more breaths. One more breath in your child's pose. And you'll start to gently lift up out of your child's pose. Your knees are probably going to say, what's going on? So gently from a tabletop, lengthen your right leg long back behind you. And maybe lengthen your left. Any other gentle little movements? And we're going to do a little bit of cat and cow. So movement, adding a little movement to our practice. From tabletop, on an inhale, drop your belly and lift your chin as you gaze out in front of you. Then on an exhale, pull your chin to chest as you round your back and spine. And again, inhale, open your heart, gaze out. And exhale. Keep going. Inhale, opens your heart, take your gaze out. Then on an exhale, round your back, belly to spine. Keep going. Close your eyes. Moving breath to movement. Resist being in a hurry. And with your eyes closed, imagine what your spine looks like as your spine changes shape here, going in and out of cow and cat. Imagine what that looks like. Remember, when the eyes closed, your third eye center is your place to be able to see shapes, color, then your ability to dream, and even connecting into premeditating, being able to see things before it even happens, so that even when you're doing tasks around the house, you can kind of pick your battles and set your priorities based on how you see things should get done. Being able to prioritize and itemize. Things start to be much more clearer when you take the time to breathe and even close your eyes to focus on your goals. Now 3 more breaths, moving with your cow and cat, still picturing in your mind what this looks like. Finish with cat. And come to a neutral tabletop position. A little bit of down dog as you spread your fingers out wide. Lift your sits bones this time. Paddle your feet in place. Feel the legs lengthen. Lower belly pulls in tight. In your down dog, couple of deep breaths. Just tuning in, taking notice how we're upside down here. Your sits bones, your root chakra is the highest point on your body. Your sacrum, the second chakra, opens up as we fold over. The third chakra, the space below your belly button, or rather, the space above your belly button and below the lower ribs. Your heart chakra is in line. Your throat chakra is neutral. As you close your eyes, you can actually picture this posture in your mind. The ability to still see even when your eyes are closed. The tip top of your head, the 7th chakra, facing the ground, surrendering to gravity. As you take a deep breath in from your sits bones all the way to the tip top of your head, Then on an exhale, send your breath back up to your sits bones. 3 more breaths. Just cultivate the energy from the first chakra all the way to the 7th chakra. Then on the exhale, send the energy back to the first. 1 more. Inhale from your sits bones to the tip top of your head. And exhale, send your breath back to your sits bones. Gently coming back down into tabletop, your knees find the mat. We're going to take this into a supported bridge pose. So it's like a back bend. Not even like, it is a back bend. But as you come on down onto your backside, using your bolster again or blocks, lift your hips as you ground down through your feet. So with your knees bent and your feet flat, lift your hips. Now from here, you can keep the knees bent or maybe lengthen them out long onto the floor. This just opens up the front line of your body and allows us to be able to hold here with our eyes closed again. With your eyes closed, you're tapping into the third eye center. And breathe. Finding a nice opening through the front line of your body. Imagine your breath once again is starting from your sits bones. Inhale all the way up to the tip top of your head. So cultivate all 7 chakras as you lie here. And a mantra. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift, which is why we call it the present. That's kind of a famous Zen quote you can repeat. Or even just, I honor who I am and how I got to this point in my life. And while I make my decisions in the present moment, I look forward to the future. I honor who I am and how I got to this place today. And while I honor this present moment, I look forward to the future. Breathe. And repeat your mantra if you'd like. About 3 more breaths. As you gently start to bend your knees, bring your feet back to flat. Ground down into your feet to lift your hips, pull your bolster out from underneath. And let your tailbone come back to the mat. Bring your feet wide to the edges of your mat so you can kind of feel your pinky toes out at the edges of the mat. And some gentle windshield wipers here. You just gently let your legs go side to side like windshield wipers. No need to be in a hurry. Keep your windshield wipers at like a mist instead of a downpour. Next time that both your knees are to the left side, hold the knees to the left side for a little bit of a twist and a lower back opening. Holding your legs to the side, breathe. 3 more breaths. Gently with an inhale, bring your knees back up to center. Couple sways side to side again. And gently lower both knees to the right side and hold and breathe. And it's a little bit of a twist and an opening for the lower back. Finding an inner rotation of the hip. So the left hip now is getting an inner rotation. Helps counter all the hip openers that we tend to do in life. Three more breaths. Gently bring your knees back up to center. Let them go side to side gently. Then hold in the center. Bring your knees into your chest for a little squeeze. If you'd like to take a traditional Shavasana from here, go ahead and pause the video and take a traditional Shavasana as you lengthen out long. But I'm going to rise on up to seated and seal the third eye practice today, because you can also move on to the 7th chakra immediately after this one. The 7th chakra is going to be all meditation, so it would be a great pairing if you want to move on to the 7th chakra right now as your Shavasana. Otherwise, to complete our third eye center, rock up to seated, or gently lift yourself up to seated. Coming into a seated position, bring your thumbs to your third eye center to seal our practice today. So with your hands at prayer and your thumbs at your third eye center, take a deep breath in and out. Honoring our third eye center, even the pineal gland deep down inside our brain, regulating our serotonin and melatonin, as well as our 5 senses, sound, taste, sight, hear, and smell. I think those are the 5. Anyways, honoring your 5 senses, and even honoring your hindsight and your foresight. Being able to make a decision based on your history and your future, your dreams of the future. Making decisions for this moment, for today. From the light in me to the light in each and every one of you, honor your practice, honor your life, honor your third eye center as well as all 7 chakras. And as we bow together, namaste. Thank you for joining me today. If you're ready to move on to the 7th chakra, go for it. It's going to be all meditation. I'm going to guide you through a guided meditation. So you could very easily move on to that if you're feeling like you need more today. Otherwise, it'll be waiting for you when you are ready for the 7th chakra. Have a great day.